Love is often described as magic, but in folklore, magic is never neutral. This month on the Morbid podcast, we're exploring love as fate and love that lingered beyond death. Tonight, we step into more dangerous territory, where love is summoned, shaped, bound, and sometimes forced. This is the place where desire becomes ritual, where devotion turns into obsession, and where magic reminds us that every spell carries a cost. Tonight, we explore love as a curse. Love magic appears in nearly every culture on Earth, from ancient spell tablets buried in graves, to whispered charms passed from mother to daughter, to elaborate rituals timed to lunar cycles and sacred days. But folklore makes one thing clear. There's a difference between attraction and control. True love magic was never about forcing the will of another. That kind of spell was feared, not celebrated. In ancient Greece, cursed tablets known as katadesmoi were inscribed with names and demands, then buried underground, often calling upon chthonic gods to bind a lover's mind, body, and desire. These were not romantic gestures. They were acts of desperation, and they were believed to come with consequences. Folklore tells us that forced love never lasts. It curdles, it festers, it turns inward, manifesting as illness, madness, or tragedy. In Latin American folklore, La Patasola is sometimes tied to stories of forbidden or betrayed love. A woman transformed into something predatory after abandonment or violence. She lures men with beauty, then reveals her true form. This is love twisted by harm, desire weaponized. In Slavic folklore, rusalki are often the spirits of women who drowned after betrayal or heartbreak. They sing, they beckon, and they pull the living into the same fate. These stories warn us, love denied justice does not disappear, it mutates. But not all love magic is dark. In fact, most traditional love practices were protective, not coercive. Folk magic often focused on attracting a healthy partnership, strengthening existing bonds, encouraging mutual affection, or protecting love from envy or harm. Herbs like rose, lavender, basil, and rosemary were used not to control, but to invite. Charms were worn, not hidden. Spells were spoken aloud, not buried in graves. The intention mattered, consent mattered, balance mattered. Love and romance have long been tied to the wheel of the year. At Imbolc, love is quiet and hopeful, the spark beneath the frost. New beginnings, healing bonds. At Valentine, love becomes wild, embodied, and sacred. Fertility rites, hand fastings, flames leapt together to bless union and passion. At Letha and Lammas, love is sustained, nurtured like a growing crop. Partnership becomes work. And by Samhain, love turns ancestral. The veil thins, the beloved dead are remembered, honored, and invited close. In witchcraft, love is cyclical. It is never static, and it is never without responsibility. Folklore does not condemn love magic. It condemns imbalance, when desire overrides autonomy, when longing becomes entitlement, and when magic stops being sacred. Every culture warns us the same way. What is taken by force will not stay. What is summoned without respect will demand payment. In our next episode, love crosses its final threshold, from curse to covenant, from spell to vow. We'll explore phantom weddings, corpse brides, and marriages that defy death itself. On the next episode, the dead bride and groom. Thank you for joining me for this chapter of our Valentine's journey. If tonight unsettled you, it should have, because love is powerful magic, and magic always remembers how it's used. Until next time, stay strange, stay spooky, and remember, the shadows are always watching.